Actually, it's not that traditional. I went to college at the age of 15. And
wow, amazing.
That's like a special program in China.
Hi, I'm Phoebe Foy with Quantopian. Quantopian inspires and educates people all over the world to solve today's hardest investment challenges. Welcome to another episode of Women in FinTech. Today I'm here with Huang, who's a data scientist at RapidMiner. Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So why don't we just start with you giving everyone a little background about your current position at RapidMiner and maybe describing like some day-to-day activities that you do there.
Sounds good. My name is YY, and I work at a software company. It's a startup company, offer the solutions for data science. So it's like people doing the day-to-day data analytics, building the machine learning models, try to dig out the values from their big data. Mm-hmm. So we actually offer some solutions to the real data science in fast and simple. That's our slogan. And my day-to-day like jobs is like at least I have some meetings with customers because I'm customer-facing data scientist to offer some consultants for free if they are enterprise customers. So that's actually come with our license. It's a subscription-based license, and we have a lot of like 500 big companies, and they actually doing very cool project like fraud detections, predictive maintenance, all these cool predictive models. And most of the job is quite boring. It's like cleaning up the data, prepare the data for models.
Got it.
So sometimes we have to onboard the new customers. Give them introduction, and sometimes we still have to watch over the shoulder, give their hands-holding time so that they can like get more training and get used to the platform. Because the platform can speed up all your analytics and give the accelerated results in like very fashion way, and people can actually use the graphical interface so they can avoid coding if they don't like coding, especially for me. So I know a lot of people just hate coding, fixing the bugs. So, we actually here we have a very good position in the market. Because we are targeting for business analysts and citizen data scientists who don't want to waste too much time on fixing the bugs, fix the scripts, and then they can quickly deploy their models in the production environment.
Got it. So how much of your time is based working on that, and how much is actually speaking with customers?
For me, I'm not developing the software, but I will be connected, that bridging the customers with real life data.
And showing them how it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
They have feedbacks, then we can actually send the feedback to the product team. And then they want to actually hear the voice from the customer, try to improve the product, add more features.
Okay, very cool. And where were you before RapidMiner?
Good question. I joined RapidMiner 3 years ago. Moved from Midwest, Wisconsin to Boston. And I spent 2 years in a company, biotech company. They're doing very cool animal genetics analysis. So if you know, Wisconsin is the dairy land of America. All the delicious cheese, the fried cheese, and mouth-watering food. And they actually develop the dairy product for all over the world, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they collect the on-farm data, try to analyze the genetics value, sometimes big data from the genomic analysis. So with 2 years experience, I actually decided, okay, it's time to maybe follow the trend, join the startup.
Interesting. I was just going to ask how you went from something so different to RapidMiner.
It's not a tradition, this kind of change, because for me, I had background in computational biology. So my first job was with the last company. They did all the genomics analysis, which is perfect fit for my background. Later, I feel more like interest on this data science field. because you are not only working on biological data, probably you can just apply mathematical statistical models on any field, any industry, all the verticals, different use case. So that's the, I think, the interesting, more sexy part of data science. You can actually solve all the real life problem with the model. And most important is actually, it's very powerful if you know the tool and understand the field, and then you can actually bridge the gap.
That's great. And so what did you study in college and after college to get to here?
Actually, it's not that traditional. I went to college at the age of 15. And
wow, amazing!
That's like a special program in China.
Okay.
It's called like special program for gifted young. But honestly, I'm not gifted at all.
Clearly, you are.
It's actually people say the other classmates around me, they are more gifted. They are more like the material for mathematics, because you need to spend more time on the research just for pure math, like some geometry theories and some graph theory. But for me, I thought I would be good at mathematics, but later I didn't do well in the college. Honestly, that college is in China. We call USTC, the short name. People joke as United States Training Center. I studied the mathematics there, but a lot of people graduate from it's the USTC, University of Science and Technology of China, and 70% of graduates will join United States for further study.
Wow. Okay.
So I just follow the trends and take the GRE test and just applied different graduate school and get admitted here, join the graduate school for computational biology. But for me, I feel like, mathematics is too hard. It's like 200 years problem if you need to prove some theory. Sometimes we joke a real mathematician is they actually convert caffeine to theories. They only need a pen, a pencil,
That's so
and
funny.
then they can make a living. So I would prefer to use my computer science training, all the programming skill, so that I can do a lot of simulations. Again, to prove the theory, not using some like fake data, just to try to modeling the real life project with mathematical model. So later I actually did a lot of things in my PhD study. I have to do some programming in different, SAS, R, Python, MATLAB to prove my the graduate thesis theories, and that's actually much easier than proving the mathematical theory.
And where did you do your PhD?
I did PhD in Iowa State.
Okay.
Yeah, it's again in the Midwest. But I would say that's the best time in my life.
Great.
I spent 5 years in Iowa State.
Okay.
That's a college town in Iowa. It's called Ames. And it's, you can get everything within 15 minutes drive.
Perfect.
Very nice college town. You can just focus on the study. Not too much attractions.
There you go. And how did you like what you were doing there right away? You knew what path you wanted to take right when you got to Iowa State?
For me, I do had a lot of culture shock in the beginning. First, I need to practice English, and first sometimes I get lost in class. So I have a lot of trouble to understand the professor in the very beginning.
So that's tough.
And later I joined the group. My professor is very patient, and I have 2 professors. Because this is interdisciplinary study. So we need to apply computer science or mathematics or this, science into biology field. And we have professor from biology, chemistry, and then we also have professor from mathematics and computer science.
Interesting.
So these 2 professors, they are very nice to me, and they actually read every email from my poor write-up, and then they actually go through my draft to actually change my research paper, and then we submit some transcripts to the publication.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so that makes my graduation smoother.
Yeah, very nice.
And they encourage me to do some, scientific presentations.
Okay.
Join a lot of some conference in Europe, conference in China. So they feel I'm probably homesick, and then give me a chance to fly back to China.
Oh, very nice.
And they actually try to encourage me be confident, because for me as a foreigner, I always feel like a little bit shy as a stranger. And then the first 2 years was very difficult for me. It's challenging to also go through the class, keep a high score so that I don't get suspended. And at that time, we still get some assistantship, but you still have to keep a good score, good performance in class, so you can get assistantship from the program, from the professors.
Very challenging.
Exactly, yeah.
Aside from those two professors, which sound like, they were really great mentors, in your career, have you had any mentors like them that really helped you get started?
I would say the previous job, I joined a group with 4 other female research scientists.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they are all role model, I would say. So for me, I started my first job at the age of 25. So I know nothing about this, working environment. So they actually like a big sister, and then teach me, okay, you probably just sometimes just lean in and then be confident about yourself.
That's
you can
great.
take the leads and be like the owner of the project. So my team leader, she was also a PhD in animal science.
Okay.
And before I left that company, she just gave birth to her baby.
Oh, okay.
And she actually come to the office as the first person of the team, and always be like the earliest person.
Oh,
and then
that's
even
great advice.
he actually stay in the office for a long time, but she don't ask you to do that. Just to say, I will be here. You can reach out to me anytime. She is very open, and anytime you can find her in the office, like to get some questions answered.
That's really great to have someone like that, especially at your first job.
Yeah.
Did you face any challenges, either at that job or this current job, just in general getting started, or also as a female in a male-dominated field?
Honestly, I'm very lucky, because female is a very very precious species here in science and technology field. And I remember in my college class, only 7-to-1 the ratio between boys and girls. And some people always complain that female students can get admitted to a better school.
They do say that.
But
in that field.
Yeah, I think it's actually just a fail. When you submit your application, nobody knows you're female or male, unless you probably just post your web page or post your personal photos there, but nobody do that. So it's pretty fair. I actually just do a good job on your application folder and everything, just to prepare well. Because I feel a lot of female is trying to do data science. They actually really better fit in this field, because they are more detail driven. They are more patient to expand, especially like customer facing. You want to actually connect the dots when you try to expand some theoretical method to some non-technical customers. And then female people is more like more realistic, and then they actually just to be like a human being with more common sense. And then actually
that's such an interesting perspective.
Yeah, common sense is more important if you are trying to move from research field to the industry.
Yeah, and connecting with other companies. Very interesting.
Exactly.
So what advice could you give to a young woman, maybe around high school age or starting their career, that wants to pursue a similar field to you in data science?
I'm not good example. I didn't follow my heart to do
early on
like,
in your 15.
Yeah, like a designer or whatever. Maybe I'm not good gifted designer, but I would say just to follow your heart. The interest is the best teacher.
Okay.
If you're in, for example, in a special major like accounting, there would be more ladies than the boys.
Yeah.
And then you actually probably just learn something new so that you can have more skill set. And nobody would be actually the expert if they only know their major. So
very true.
My personal experience, I learned mathematics, but I also learned other stuff, statistics, computer science, and biology. So if right now you can know different language, talk to different people, you can really get the quick win in the job market.
Yeah. And you think, learning those different fields and having different jobs has really helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah. Sometimes if you feel like, okay, maybe I am not good material for mathematics, anytime you can switch your interest.
That's great.
And then it's quite common for people. And I sometimes say, maybe I can learn another thing to do painting.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah, especially if you can actually have more spare time. It's better to develop other interests. You can do music and instruments, do whatever you want.
Absolutely, that's such good advice.
Yeah. If you can stay longer in that field, you actually can have more chance to be more successful than the others. I have seen a lot of people in research because it's hard to launch a job after graduate, something like biology science, because there is not many labs. They recruit research scientists. But as long as you can stay longer and then do more research, you can be like top 1%, top 2%. How to say, the perseverance is the very key features for the research scientist.
That's really good advice.
Other people, I would say, I'm not good at finance at all, and I would also like to learn. But honestly, if I want to actually use anything in the job, I have the motivation to learn that. I want to be a continuous learner day to day.
Always learning. Yeah, that's great. So I think my final question for you is, where, with the continuous learning and what you're doing now, where do you see your career in 5 to 10 years?
Honestly, that's a hard question. I don't have a big picture right now, but I would say for my current position, you can either go like non-tech track for manager, and you can also stay here for a senior technical person as independent contributor.
Okay.
And I want to do both right now. I haven't made the decision yet, but I can still have the chance to do whatever I want. So for example, I can still travel a lot to customers, and then we need to develop very good relationship with different customers. So I want to learn from our marketing team, sales team, and team up with them. We can, hold some events, and we can have some we call that users wisdom meeting, and that's a very good chance you can actually get exposed to talk to different users, to know their data story. So a lot of time I want to learn from customers, learn from other experts, and not only just try to be a manager to take care of other people, because right now we still need to have a lot of different role. We need to play different role in current company. Startup company, sometimes people say one person need to take 3 persons job.
Yes.
So you have the challenge, also have the opportunity to actually explore different fields.
That's such a great view on it. Opportunity versus challenge. Great.
So I want to actually develop myself in both non-tech management role and also technical role, and I want to keep learning and grow with the company.
That's great.
Because you can actually have some ownership of the company. You want the company to be successful. Yeah, that's the key.
Very cool. Well, Wai, thank you so much for being with us today. It was really great to hear your story.
That's my pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me.